Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. We're so glad to have you here. I'm Dr. Damon Miller. I'm on the board here. I'm the treasurer. And Reverend Rochelle Reverend Rochelle is speaking this morning, and we're so grateful. Whoa, yeah, okay. Reverend Rochelle is speaking this morning. And just so glad that we have Gina Renee and Million7 here as our musical guests. That is just a wonderful thing. So let us stand and sing our opening song.
Woo!
Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Woohoo! Thank you, everybody. Thank you, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Reverend Cheryl. My name is Joni Quintel. I'm thrilled to be here this morning with you. I am a practitioner and training student. The call to service is really a time to do just that, to call yourself to service. So I invite you to take a deep breath, close your eyes if you're comfortable, feel the seat supporting you, and allow these next couple of seconds to turn you inward.
Just allow the tone of the bowl to settle into the body as we move into prayer. Take a breath with me. How good it is to settle down and to breathe. So grateful this morning to know the absolute truth, to know that there is one power, one presence, one life, one intelligence, and it is everywhere, in all places, in all spaces. It is all that there is. And whether we call it God or the Creator or Mother, Father, Love, Source, Spirit, whatever name we give it, it doesn't matter. It is what it is. It is all powerful, all knowing, all being, all intelligent, and it is everywhere present. There is not a spot where God is not. And so it is good then, as we move into this Sunday gathering, this celebration, to acknowledge and to remember that this divine presence that has no beginning and no ending expresses through and as each of us. So it is expressing now, today, right here, through the music, through the message, through the technology, through the live streaming, through the lights, through the space in this place, and through every individual, every volunteer, every hand, every heart that has built this service, that has lifted it. Every voice is blessed. And so I declare this a time of healing and transformation, of understanding, of deepening in the divine knowing. And so I'm grateful to be an instrument this morning. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. I'm grateful for each one in this space, here and online. And so with deep gratitude, I release this word. It is complete and all is well. And so it is. So it is. And we'll do our blessing, our singing blessing, our chant blessing of the space, which I think is Sweet Spirit. Yes, it is. Yes. So just sing along.
Sweet Spirit, sweet Spirit, sweet Spirit, sweet Spirit, take over this place, take over this place, sweet Spirit, sweet Spirit, take over this place, take over this place. Mighty Spirit, mighty Spirit, take over this place, take over this place. Mighty Spirit, mighty Spirit, take over this place, take over this place. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, take over this place, take over this place. Holy Spirit, Holy Spirit, take over this place, take over this place, take over this place. Ooh, take over my heart. Take over our souls. Take over this place. Yeah, yeah. And take over this place. You feeling the love, guys? We're going to bring some more love to you right now. This is a Ricky Byers, the love song. 1 second, keep talking. And it's also a bit of a medley. There's a Marvin Gaye interlude towards the end. So get ready for that. Get in a groove if you have to. Oh, Hector, I think we need to get reconnected, actually.
It's this one.
Oh, is it?
Isn't it true that Ricky said that Marvin showed her the chords that inspired the song, and this is a medley of those?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're having a technical opportunity to connect with each other.
I love it.
Okay, we're good.
We're
Here
in.
we go.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you'll get to sing along if you feel it.
Okay.
Love, be encouraged, love. Be in your heart with love. Be the first to love. Fill your heart with love. Be about it, love. Sing a song about love. Never doubt that love. Inspirational love. It's our shelter, love. Now and always love. Before and after love. Love, love gives you courage, fills your heart. It's the best thing. You can't go wrong with it, 'cause it's eternal and it has no end. So stand on up for love, full dimensional love. It's our shelter, love. Now and always love. Before and after love, love, love gives you courage, fills your heart. It's the best thing. You can't go wrong with it, 'cause it's eternal and it has no end. So stand on up for love, unconditional love. It's our shelter, love. Now and always love. Before and after love. Love, love, love. There's too many of you crying. No, brother, brother, brother. There's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Oh, Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. Why?
because war is not the answer. Only love can conquer. Hey, yeah, yeah. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Brother, sister, so many of you dying. Mother and father, there's far too many of you crying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today. Love is our courage, love never ending, love, yes it's true, love is never ending, love, yeah, you know it's never ending, love, hey.
Thank you so much. The Love Song by Ricky Byers, so beautiful. Thank you so much, band. Y'all are amazing. Million7, Gina Renee, Jenna, and Jamie. Give a big hand to our band, y'all. So fantastic. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm so glad to be back. I'm so glad to see you and to be here. Oh, well, thank you, to be here in person. Been watching you online. Y'all look really good, but it's better in person. So I can't believe I was so excited about this month and talking about extraordinary love and these various ways that I wanted to explore it. And it was awesome to have Trudy talk about a self-love story. And she was so bright and so light, and just this beautiful message that was so inspiring that was delivered about really loving the self and what that means. And then Gail last week was amazing. This beautiful, beautiful talk and offering that she shared about true love. Or trust love was the talk, and what that really means. And so that was just beautiful. So I want to thank Trudy for an amazing talk and Gail for an amazing talk. I got such great feedback for both of those. Thank you. Yes, let's give them a big round of applause. And I encourage you, if you did not hear those talks or if you want to hear them again, they're on the YouTube channel, and it's just the talk. So you can always go back and just listen to the talk. And then if we're Facebook friends, you know I release reels with excerpts from all the talks. So you get to hear it again and again. So here we are at the end of our month, and we are talking about love thy neighbor, which can feel a little difficult right now, right? One of the reasons I wanted to talk about love this month is because I think that we get confused, and especially in New Thought, I think it's easy to think about love in terms of like this sentimental, airy-fairy, holding hands, singing Kumbaya, rainbows and unicorns, and that's a part of it, but that is not all love. There's other elements about love, right? And so I wanted to really explore that in this season where we look out into the world and there is there's just like this data dumping, purging of news that's happening, right? So if you're following the news, there's all these horrific things that are coming up in the news and things being revealed, and it's just a lot. It's a lot that's swirling around, and whether you are reading these information and engaging with it or not, there's still this collective energetic that's churned up and stirred up by so much of what is happening around us, right? We can't always buffer ourselves from that energetic that's happening collectively. And so the beautiful thing is we get to come here into this space, into this container to get filled up and fed up with the truth so that we have a little bit of spiritual armor as we navigate through these crazy times that we're in. So, you know, as we look out into the world and all that is happening, you know, there's the beautiful thing I monks, the walk for peace, right? And so they completed their walk for peace, and there's some beautiful images of the monks with their dog, and it's just really, really beautiful. The movement that swept the country as we followed, right? As a reminder of love, as a reminder of humanity, a reminder of dignity, a reminder of oneness, yes. And we balance that with all of the other stuff, you know. There's rumors of war, there's, you know, threats, there's all these things that are happening. And right now, I think the most courageous act that we love neighbor. I think it is a courageous act to love thy neighbor. And I'm going to talk more about what I mean by that, because it's easy to love thy neighbor who's like us, right? It's easy to love thy neighbor who looks like us, who thinks like us, who prays like us, who lives like us. And it's harder to love thy neighbor when none of those things are true, or that neighbor seems very, very different in some way, right? Marilee, am I having a mic problem? Okay, and what am I doing?
I'm not sure. Where's your pack located?
Right here on the.
Okay, you should be okay, but I'll let you know if we get
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I love Marilee. She's like very gently letting me know, wait, that they can't hear you online. So, beloveds online, we are getting it together. So sorry about that. So here's the thing, you know, when you think about Scripture, you think about the commandments, and in Matthew it mentions the greatest commandment, right? The greatest commandment is to love God with all thy heart and all thy mind and all thy soul, right? To love God. And the second one is to love thy neighbor as thyself, right? To love thy neighbor as thyself. And what's so interesting about those two commandments and how they're companioned is, you know, it's really easier to love something that's abstract, right? So the first commandment is about loving God. In traditional religion, God is a person, typically a man, who's up somewhere in the sky, who is meting out justice or whatever punishment, love, grace, right? But it's sort of an abstract concept. In New Thought, we don't believe that. We know God as consciousness, as divine intelligence, as love, as peace, right? But it is a consciousness, not a person. But it's still abstract. Right? And if what we know in New Thought is that God is all there is, we believe in an omnipotent God. We believe in an omniscient God. God knows all things. God is all things. God expresses as all things. God is all powerful. God is everywhere present. That is the foundation of our belief. And that God is expressing in, through, and as each of us. And so there's this principle of oneness that is sewn into the fabric of our teaching. And if that is true, then loving thy neighbor is actually loving God, right? If there's only one thing here, if there's only God expressing in a multitude of ways, God expressing in distinct ways, then if we're loving our neighbor, if God is expressing as all things and as all people, then loving thy neighbor is loving God. But it can be a hard concept because the divine expresses in unique ways through and as each of us. And what that can look like in these human bodies is there are these, you know, all of these people who are different than me in some way. So it becomes easier then to think or to feel or to sense separation. It's like, oh, yeah, my people in my tribe are cool, but, you know, those people over there, I don't know, maybe they're not even people. Right? It's this othering that begins to happen when we lose that connection, that thread, that through line, that there's only one thing expressing. It is God, it is good, it is powerful, it's expressing through everything. right? But once it gets differentiated, once it gets pushed out, then it becomes easier to point at something and say, or point at someone, and they are now an other. Yeah, are y'all following me? Yes? And so the invitation that we have is, how do we return to that place and state of oneness? And let me be very clear about what I am talking about here. I am not, when I talk about love thy neighbor and loving thy neighbor as thyself, I am not talking about not having boundaries or not holding one accountable, right? So love, I think when we talk about love, that the foundational piece of love is respect, right? There has to be respect. There has to be this sense of seeing someone's dignity and humanity, even if you don't agree with them, right? Seeing that someone is inherently worthy because they're an expression of the one, even if I don't like what you're doing, right? So respect is the foundation for love. It used to really irritate me when, and it still does, when people say, practice tolerance. Yeah, tolerance is not going to get us anywhere. Right, because that just means if I'm tolerating you, it's like I can be disrespectful and be tolerant, right? Respect is a different thing. It's saying I don't agree with anything you're doing or what you're about, and there's inherent worth there. There's inherent humanity there, even if I can't see it. Right? Respect is a different thing. And when you are respecting another, when you have respect, a respecter of persons, then from that respect empathy is able to flow. Right? I may not agree with you, but I understand how you feel. Right? I may not agree with the way you're behaving or the actions you're taking, but I understand that you're terrified. Right? I understand that you think you're losing something. I understand whatever it is, even though I don't agree with how it's playing out. Right? Empathy comes from that, from respect. Compassion comes from respect. Being able to know there is God expressing through this individual. They are inherently worthy. Right? And I can then lend my heart, lend my hands, lend my resources to that individual, not from a place of I'm better than and I'm helping these poor people, but from a place of, this is God expressing, and I'm supporting that. Right? True compassion comes from respect. Now, here's some other elements about love that we don't tend to think about, but I think are so important, and they're really important when we talk about loving our neighbor, because so often we think of the compassion, right? Kindness comes from respect. This kindness, not nice, because that's performative, and I don't like that word, but kindness, like truly being kind, which is rooted in the word kin, right? My family, right? Human family, and finding ways to be kind. But here's some counterintuitive things about love, about loving thy neighbor. So one thing is, one way you love your neighbor is you have got to have good boundaries. You've got to have great boundaries, right? You know that saying, great fences make great neighbors, right? Why? Because it becomes very clear what's my property line, what's your property line, right? We don't have to fight about it. We don't have to fuss about it. We don't have to get into it about it. We don't have to have an attitude. It's clear. This line, this is the line that you either I invite you to cross or you don't cross, right? So boundaries is a component of love, because if you just love, and there's no boundaries, you become an enabler, right? And when we look in our world at the things that are happening right now, the things that are coming up right now, it's so important to understand boundaries, right? Individual boundaries, being able to have a boundary for yourself. Who can be in your life? Who can have access to your body? Who can have access to your resources? Who cannot? Right? These are important things, and you can be loving and boundaried. And in fact, being well boundaried is a way of loving yourself and loving others. I say this all the time in my corporate life and here. Things that are highly valued in our world are highly boundaried. You cannot just walk up to the crown jewels and touch them. You just can't walk up to something that's very valued in our world and have access to it. There are boundaries around the things we value. And yet we can walk through our lives and our relationships and we don't want to put up boundaries and wonder, why am I being treated like this? Right? Why am I not being honored and respected and valued? Yeah, so boundaries is an important aspect of loving thy neighbor. Another one that flows from having great boundaries is accountability. Right? Accountability. And being able to hold thy neighbor accountable and holding ourselves accountable. And again, I've been in this teaching my whole life, so I've just, I've grown through these things myself, and I've seen the dissonance that can sometimes be happening in our communities around accountability and boundaries and holding people accountable. It's not unspiritual to hold people accountable. It's not unspiritual to not accept someone's behavior, right? It's not unspiritual to say to someone, no, you transgressed, and I do not stand for this, or you have to pay for this, or whatever it is, right? But so often we're being nice locks us into accepting things that we ordinarily would not accept, or that we would see out somewhere and go, why is that happening? Are y'all following what I'm saying here? Right? And so the reason this is so important is because when we look at the world right now, we look at all of this information that's being released and all of the toxic, depraved, crazy stuff that's coming up, it's so important for us to remember that a lot of shaping our world begins with each of us, right? It begins with each of us. It begins with understanding that loving thy neighbor also means finding our own voices. Finding our own voices. Because here's the thing, if we can't name harm in our own personal lives, we can't do it collectively. It becomes harder to do it collectively and to protect other people, right? If we can't name things in our own world, if we can't speak truth to power in our own homes, in our own lives, it's hard to then do it collectively, right? If we can't call out behavior or abuse or toxicity or disrespect in our own personal relationships, we can't do it collectively, right? So then when we see these huge things coming at us, these huge evidences of abuse, of degradation, of all this stuff, we may not be doing that in our world, but if we're not able to own our own voices in our own worlds and speak up, it becomes harder to do it collectively, right? It has to begin with us. It has to begin with us. And I say this as a coach, a longtime leadership coach. I say this as a practitioner. I say this as a minister. And how many people I've worked with in my journey, and I've coached who on the outside have it, the success, the money, the this, the that. But at home, there's a whole different story happening that doesn't match what's happening out here, right? There's a whole different story of abuse or disrespect or something going on that's so deeply toxic that is not named, not healed, not held to account, and no boundaries set up. But the outside picture looks great, right? And that's what we're seeing reflect out in the world. The outside picture looks great, but then you dig down and there's the rot, right? You dig down and there's the like, whoa, right? And the macro is a blown out version of the micro. And so part of loving thy neighbor means actually finding our own voices, right? Finding our own voices to name it, to call it out, to be courageous enough to speak in our own lives. And then we create an energetic, we create a vibration, we create a consciousness that is then courageous, right? We create a consciousness that can name harm, that can stop harm. We create a consciousness that can call the law if we need to, right? Do what has to be done. Take the hard step. Say the unpopular thing. But it doesn't happen in a vacuum. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. We have to practice these things. You know, one of my bodies of work is a woman's voice, and it's a long-term body of work that I've had for over 20 years. And most recently, you know, the iteration that was a summit, online summit, where I interviewed different women from Marianne Williamson to corporate leaders to entrepreneurs around how they found their voice, right? Meaning, how did you find your power? How did you find that inherent power to navigate through difficulty, right? To call people out if you need to, right? To create the life or the career that you want. And so one of the things that we explored in that summit, and that I've explored in that body of work, is how, and this applies to everyone, I'm speaking about women, but it applies to all of us, you know, how we're socialized to be nice, which is performative, right? I got to act a certain way, exactly. I got to act a certain way. I have to do certain things so I get approval from external, right? I'm the nice girl, I'm the good girl, I'm the whatever. But what that toxicity does is it then says, I can't speak up when it's time to speak up. I can't speak up for myself. I can't protect my children, right? It ripples out into a whole bunch of other things when that voice gets silenced. And I think it happens to all of us. In this work, I was talking specifically with women because there is a societal conditioning that happens around how women should show up, right? But I think it applies to everyone. Everyone's encouraged. Men are also encouraged, keep quiet, conform, right? Just keep going, right? I see something happen. Nope, just keep going. Don't speak up, right? Get bopped on the head. Don't speak up. Don't stand up. Don't stand out. I think that's just a conditioning that we all have, right? And so love thy neighbor means that we begin to let go of that stuff. We let go of that stuff because if it is true, if we truly believe the premise that God is all powerful, that God is expressing through and as each of us, then it becomes our duty to speak out for another. It becomes our duty to speak up for ourselves. It becomes our duty to say to someone, you cannot treat me that way, right? To say no. Yeah? Are y'all following what I'm saying here? Yes? And so the point I'm making is, as I always do, is the world that is happening out there is a reflection of our collective consciousness. We may not be doing the exact things we're seeing, but we are creating a consciousness and an energetic collectively. We're participating in it so that those horrible things can exist. And this is not about blame. It's about, oh, okay, so what we know from New Thought is that we can change that external picture. But it starts with each of us, right? It starts with each of us. The world needs people who can speak up. The world needs people who can say the hard thing. The world needs people who can be compassionate, who can be empathetic, who respect others. But loving thy neighbor means all of it, not just the, oh, I'm going to bring you some soup. Oh, I'm going to donate to this cause. Right? That's a piece of it. But it's incomplete if we're not also in our world setting up good boundaries, if we're not in our worlds calling out harm when we see it, naming it, saying no. Right? These are all companioned. And frequently what we do is we go through and it's like, yeah, well, love means this. Loving my neighbor means I'm going to do all this stuff, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything with my own stuff, right? And we become a cell in the body collective that is supporting toxic behavior. So here's my invitation to you, beloveds. Do you feel like I'm fussing today? No? Okay. Huh? Okay, thank you. So here is my invitation to you. For each of you, there is something in your world, not someone else's. Uh-oh, am I calling some people out? I see some funny faces here. There's something in your world that you need to have a better boundary around. It might be a relationship, an interaction, right? And so my invitation to you this week is to erect that boundary. Set a boundary. It's best for you, it is best for the other person, or whatever it is, right? Set a boundary. You know what boundary I'm setting? Oh, you all are so funny. So one of the things that having COVID did over the last few weeks is it helped me get very clear because I had to be still more, right? So it helped clarity emerge for me. And so one of the things I became very, very clear about for myself, and I'll talk more about this in the annual meeting, is I no longer want to be doing the day-to-day operations of this community, right? Because it's one, it's too much. It's just, I can do it, but it's too much. Two, I think, my zone of genius is really speaking, coaching, teaching. And the more I can do that, that's the best thing for our community, right? I am literally up sometimes till 2 and 3 in the morning. It may not seem like it because we're small, but there's a lot of stuff that has to happen for this to run, right? There's a lot of administrative details. There's things with home office. There's like all these things, and then I teach classes. So there's a lot of things that constantly have to happen. And I just decided, you know what? In the next 3 weeks, I'm turning this all over to somebody else so that I can just be focused on my walk with God with y'all, right? So for me, well, thank you. I wasn't expecting that. Thank you. You like this idea? Yeah. Okay, me too. And so for me, that's a boundary because what happens is I end up working hours, and as many of you have received emails from me at like 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning, I end up just working all the time, and it's like, that's not a good boundary, right? And it's not good for our community, right? There are other ways I'm needed, and it's not that. So anyway, that's one of my boundaries is turning that over to someone else, And so my invitation to you is look at your life, and it may be a relationship, it may be work, it may be something else, and where do you need to set a boundary? Do it this week. The fire horse energy is strong, y'all. Do it this week, or else it will be done for you. And I'm telling you, you want to get in front of these things. Yes. Okay. Here's your other assignment this week. So let's say boundary is not your jam for this week, but maybe it's that you have to hold someone accountable, or hold yourself accountable. Right? There's something going on in your world or something going on with someone that you need to hold them accountable, or yourself. Do it. If there's harm involved, name it. If there's something going on that needs to stop, stop it. Right? But this is part of loving thy neighbor as thyself. Right? Right? Because just love without boundaries is just enabling toxic behavior, right? Love without accountability is just chaos. People do whatever they want. We're seeing it in the world, right? Where there's no accountability, people go crazy, literally out of their minds. And we're seeing it now rise up in us to be accountable of this craziness that is going on because certain people are never held accountable. Right? So in your world, there's some place and space that you need to practice accountability. That is your assignment for the week. Okay? And let's see how things begin to shift with just and accountability. What happens begins to shift in your world. And we put these things into practice, and it takes courage. That's the thing about love. It takes courage to truly love. It takes courage to truly, truly experience and create extraordinary love. Yeah, we have those moments where it's just sweet and it's beautiful and it's harmonious. And we have those moments, and there are elements of it where it requires courage because it's difficult and we feel vulnerable. If I put up this boundary, will they love me? If I hold this person accountable, what happens next? Yeah. What the world needs right now is courage. What the world needs right now is courage. It needs us to be courageous lovers and to be courageously loving ourselves and loving God and loving our neighbors. That's our call. Are we up for it? Yeah. Okay, let's turn within. Oh, yeah, how good it is to be back on the block, back. So good to be back. Oh, my goodness, so good to feel and sense and know that presence of God that is all powerful, that is clear, that is so potent, that is everywhere present, everywhere available, everywhere loving, that presence of God that is amazing and powerful, that is creative and that is expressing through and as each of us everywhere God is. And so it is easy then for me to speak the word this morning in complete authority, as I know for each one in this space that each one is creating extraordinary love in their lives. Love and harmony, love and respect, love and healing, love and boundaries, love and accountability, each one creating beautiful relationships, harmonious relationships, healing relationships, transformed relationships, knowing that each one is creating extraordinary abundance, ease, and flow in their lives, knowing that each one is that each one is allowing the divine presence to unfold in most magnificent ways. And so how good it is this morning to know this truth, to sense it, to feel it, to know that we are all and each one blessed. And the presence of God is moving and grooving and dancing through all of us. I bless our community. I bless our world. I bless anyone, everyone, anywhere experiencing strife, conflict, violence, war, rumors of war, whatever it is. I know that they are each and all held in the bosom of the Almighty, that they are each and all expressions of the divine. And knowing that indeed love thy neighbor becomes an act of courage that is unlocked in individuals everywhere, unlocked in new levels, unlocked in new ways, unlocked and practiced everywhere. I call it forth, I know it, I sense it, and I feel it. And it starts with each of us. And so I am deeply grateful this morning to speak the word and to know the truth and to know that we are blessed and we are blessings. And that truly and indeed all is well, no matter the appearance, God is in the mix. And so I'm grateful to speak the word this morning. I'm grateful to be an instrument of the divine. I am grateful, and so grateful for this community. And so with deep gratitude, I release this word now. I let it be, I let it go. We say together, and so it is. And so it is. Amen.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, can't understand why we treat each other in this way. Taking up time with the silly, silly games we play. We've got our love, and no matter how it's said or done, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one. Love will see us through, we are one. And that's the way it is, we are one. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah.
Y'all know this one? Can sing along at the chorus. Frankie Beverly and Maze. Sometimes I feel like we try and make each other sad. Things we do, how we make each other feel so bad. We've got so much, we could all be having so much fun. Oh, we are one. No matter what we do, we are one. Love will see us through, we are one. And that's the way it is, we are one. Whoa, whoa. You know it's true. Hey. Let's bring it back to that first verse. Sometimes I feel like we try and make each other sad. We got our loves, and no matter how it's said or done, oh, bring it to the chorus. We are one. No matter what we do, we are one. Love will see us through, we are one. And that's the way it is, we are one. Whoa, whoa, we are one. Let's do it again. No matter what we do, we are one. Love will see us through, we are one. And that's the way it is, we are one. Whoa, whoa, we are one.
Goodness, thank you, thank you, thank you. Little Frankie Beverly, I love it. All right. I want to say before we move to the the offering, excuse me, I haven't been talking in a long time, so my throat's a little dry. I want to just acknowledge and let the community know that our beloved member, Brian Adamson, is in the hospital. And Zach just let us know, and so we'll find out more. I'll connect with you to find out what's going on. But I just ask that we hold Brian in our prayers and in our hearts. And I'll find out from Zach more information and where he is. But we love your papa.
I do too.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Okay. All right. So it's time for our offering, and I just want to say how grateful I am for the donations and the gifts, financial gifts that you give to support this community. It allows us to be in this beautiful room. It allows us to have incredible music and to have this incredible production and to be online, reaching others. And we get donations from online. So I got a check in. I opened a card from somebody who was watching online, not a member of the community. And when I opened the card, a big check fell out, and they've been watching online. So it's just, it's beautiful. And so I'm just really, really grateful for all the donations. So it's time for our offering, and Joni and Marilee will be passing the basket. Be sure to bless it and bless your own finances. And our song is...
Thank you for this day.
Thank you. Take it away.
Thank you for this day, Spirit.
Thank you.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Ooh.
This healing, this healing, this
Healing day.
This healing, this healing, this
Healing day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day.
Yeah.
This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day.
Thank you all. Okay, I have hot water in my hand, so I need to be careful. Move the mic pack out of the way. Scott's like, what is going on up there? Repeat the offering blessing after me. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies, all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God. And so it is. Thank you. And see, I splashed the water.
Let's keep that gratitude going. Give it up for our production team, led by director Scott McCauley and Hector Torres. And thank you to Ms. Joni Quintel for our beautiful bowl ringing. And she sets up so much stuff in the morning. And if you've ever had one of her cookies after service, that was her too.
Are there cookies today? Okay.
Thank you, Morgan Marr, for our flowers and sacred space altar setup. I think the flowers are the most gorgeous I've ever seen today. They make me feel like it's another season already. And our brilliant musical guests today are Million7 and Gina Renee.
Whoop, whoop.
And we have our drummer, Jamie Larkin.
Whoop, whoop.
And I am your praise team, Jenna Brown.
Whoop, whoop.
Back to you, Rev.
All right, we're getting ready for the announcements. Damon's making his way up here. I just want to say one thing. You can come on up, Damon, if you want to. So, how many people want to get their money healing on? Yeah. Okay. So, Manifest More Money is coming up March 4th. So here's the jam, just so I'm very clear about this. This is unlike any kind of manifestation course you've ever taken. I combine neuroscience and spirituality and practical coaching to help you heal your money relationship. This is what I believe. I believe the world would look completely different if the people in this room had millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. If this was the room of billionaires, our world would look completely different, right? If conscious people had lots of money. And so frequently in our communities, we don't think it's spiritual to talk about money. We don't want to talk about money, we want to talk about abundance, or we want to talk about prosperity. So this course I specifically named Manifest More Money because it's about healing the money relationship and revealing. Manifest means to reveal unlimited abundance. Because if we don't get this right, we just continue going through life with not enough, under-earning, powerless, whatever, right? The world would look completely different if awake people had lots of money. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay, now to more mundane things. Morning meditation. Join Reverend Rochelle for morning meditation Monday through Friday, 9 to 9:30 on Zoom for a soulful, centering start to your day. The Zoom link can be found in your email or on our website. There is a pre-service meditation on Sundays here. We invite you to arrive by 9:30 for our pre-service meditation. Join us in person for a grounding meditation before the Sunday gathering. And then this is really exciting because our new member installation and our annual meeting, both next week, next Sunday, March 1st, we will install our new members during our Sunday gathering. Join us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, this is a big deal. Join us for a meaningful and joyful moment in our community. Following the service, the annual member meeting will be held from 12 to 1:30. There will be some refreshments in between. But it's all here at Campbell UCC. The annual member meeting is going to be in the sanctuary here, so we'll show you where that is when you're here. We'll reflect on our first year. We'll share our vision for the year ahead, vote on key items that are shaping our path forward. Attendance is part of the membership commitment, and we look forward to seeing you there. And so the new members here will march down and do their first annual amendment. And then I can't say more than what was said. Fellowship, there will be fellowship here after the service and fellowship in the annual meeting. Coffee and, not coffee.
We'll have lunch here.
Lunch here, and then tea and cookies down at the other. So it's a good day for food, yeah. I can't say more than what was said already about Manifest More Money. But the workshop meets 5 Wednesdays, March 4th through April 1st, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Pacific. It's all on Zoom. You need to go to manifestmoremoney.com or find manifestmoremonynow.com or find the registration links in the newsletter or on our website. Website is Silicon Valley Center for Spiritual Living. Thank you. Yeah, like she said, SiliconValleyCSL.com. If you have a prayer request, we have a confidential prayer box in the back. You can write your prayers down, put them there, and they will be prayed. And then fellowship, before you head out today, we'd love to invite you to stay for a little fellowship time right after this service. We have light refreshments, a place to chat, and a chance to connect with one another in the back of the room. So I look forward to seeing you there. And just, this warms my heart so much. Gina Renee and Million7 will be back next week as our musical guests. So I just love them. Yeah. And Jamie will be here too. And Jenna and me, all of us. Thank you.
Oh, is anyone here for the first time? No? Well, welcome back. I love you. Let's get this song on then. Are you guys ready? I think we have a track. There we go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Repeat after me. I honor the divine in myself and my neighbor.
I honor the divine in myself and in my neighbor.
I stand in respect.
I stand in
I
respect.
speak with courage.
I speak with courage.
I hold loving boundaries.
I hold loving boundaries.
I act from spiritual maturity.
I act from spiritual maturity.
And life is good.
And life is good. And so it is.
Have a great week, everybody.